It's my favorite song from the fucking Grudge. Okay. Who knows if this is streaming yet or not? I'm going to assume it is because I see round balls and stuff. Welcome. This is The Art of Rock. From the depths of the heat wave in Los Angeles, I bid thee farewell. First and foremost, I want to acknowledge the Tongva people as being the rightful and traditional landowners of the ground that I'm on right now, which is Los Angeles, California. And thank you for your survival. Thank you for your survival. Every Saturday, we're here doing crazy stuff, bringing the rock and whatever else. Boom. It's on Angelspit's Twitch. It's also on Angelspit's bloody YouTube. Go get some. This is made possible by Angelspit's Patreon. And for those who are members, I thank you. Free members and regular and paying members. I'm going to punch my fucking computer right now. Thank you so much for being part of this. Oh my God. Did that even fucking write? God, I want to fucking piece of fucking shit. Okay, welcome. Angelspit's 12th album, Red End, is on Bandcamp right now, and I'm super happy with it. Paid Patreon members got a free copy, and it's all going to be free eventually because it streams and fun stuff, but you can get it on Bandcamp if you want to help me out. The Industrial Incisions playlist is bloody awesome. Jen, good to see your face in the chats. There's some bands that you need to know about. And you'll please, if you're a Patreon member, email me on Patreon and I'll add your damn music to it. Please just pimp it in return. Guys, all you have is each other. That's all you've got. Each other. So help each other. Vulture Culture. Look, I'm wearing the t-shirt. Vulture Culture is one of those each others that we have to look after as well. Wednesday nights, Alex does the best fucking deep dive on the web with synthesizers. Fucking brilliant shit. And he's got a t-shirt as well, because my secret ambition is to get Alex doing this full time, because it's bloody worth it. Non-stop music from the Bleeding Edge. There's a couple of people who I'd like to be doing this full time as well. They've got a Patreon, so go and watch MTV TV because they're fucking awesome. They've got a Patreon. Back them. Keep them going. If you're concerned about the state of politics in the United States, go to indivisible.org and exercise your rights as an American citizen. We've got a great democracy and it's worth maintaining. And now it's just told me that, oops, something went wrong trying to reload the page. I don't know what that is. Darkmusic.net is a great place to go if you're looking for a world of social media interaction that doesn't have a fucking AI telling you what you can and can't look at. And if you have a problem with compulsive media use, check out MediaAddictsAnonymous.org. This is a serious problem, kids, and we've got to take this seriously. I want to do a big thank you shout out to these amazing people who have jumped on the stream and are shooting the shit with me today, and us. And Razi, thank you so much for being the co-host.
Always a pleasure. It's good to see you.
Fucking hate. I hate being late. You have no idea how much I fucking hate being late. Oh, hey, and GoFundMe for Drake is still going. Gotta look after Drake, please. We gotta look after Drake because each of us at some point are going to be in this position. Brett, tell me about music videos.
Morning, everyone. So, yeah, I'm right at the very beginning of it, and that's kind of the problem. But you know, just like all of us, or like many of us, I want to put a video to something. I'm thinking I want to grab some AI tools because, quite frankly, I don't think I want to be in the video. You know, I don't want to do the talking head. You know, every other one of our kind, you know, seem to like doing videos in the woods, and while that's all fine, well and good, I live in a swamp, and I'm not such a fan of mosquitoes. So, my thinking is I'm at the very beginning of exploring some AI tools, and part of what kind of led me down this path is I was looking at Carrie's stuff. You know, she had an interesting effect going on while she was running around with her phone. I saw that up on Facebook, and I'm like, you know, that's something like that wouldn't be too difficult. Wouldn't be too annoying. And so my thought is, kind of start looking at like Suno, and I played with ChatGPT a little bit. ChatGPT failed on that one. It's good for doing a lot of still images, and of course you can string still images together in video editing software, but that's not exactly what I'm after. I'm looking for something a little bit more comprehensive. Maybe not a whole lot more comprehensive, but I want somewhere between like a music visualizer and basically an advanced music visualizer is what I'm after. Yeah.
Thank you, Brett. Despite the rubbish that's going on in the chat right now, we were listening to you. Rezi, please enlighten me, us, and then I want to shoot my mouth off too. And I'm sure Diana would love to shoot her mouth off on this one as well. Go!
I don't have a technical take on that right now, but I do have a little bit of a philosophical one. I think we are still deep in the novelty valley of generative video stuff. I have seen some people who are really fucking it up, like doing some what feels original, disturbing, distorted strangeness with generative video using AI prompted, the stuff made by a computer entirely rather than shot with a camera. And few and far between. So what the warning I would you probably have this in mind already, but I'm saying it to put it on the record. Putting the tools before the purpose or the idea or the concept, I think we are getting backlash or the three people who are truly originals. Like a lot of stuff gets the, oh my God, generative art because low effort or whatever. So you've got this huge hurdle to jump to get past that into the, oh my God, that's weird, valley or hill. The valley is the bad part, the hill is the good part. So philosophically speaking, you probably have ideas and you probably have reasons to use these tools that are sound, but you're still going to run up against that. The time that we're in, things look like Suno. The time that we're in, things look like the non-consistency of characters from scene to scene, and those kind of shit that we deal with as the hallmarks of what looks like generated computer video. Going this abstract route that I heard you mention, with visualizer style stuff, we may have some more timeless things in there. But all that said, if you're going for something that's zeitgeisty as fuck, like right now, and are making some kind of, social statement about it, enlighten me and blow me away with, why your stuff wants to look like exactly right now, in the same way that somebody might put a VHS effect on their stuff to look like 1986 or Super 8 film simulation to make it look like it's 1963 or whatever year was truly the hallmark of that. So, ideas.
There's some fucking great ideas, and I thank you for that. You brought up some things I want to come back to. Brett, it's your right to reply.
Very good. So yeah, and yeah, having a concept, you nailed it right there. I definitely have a concept. This is where I started exploring. This is based on a song that I'm about to release. So what I'm starting to do right now is collect those images, collect those things that go along with that entire thing, and flesh that concept out further. What I'm running into specifically is, all right, the concept that I'm bringing to the table here is not one that is going to lend well to, I mean, I could adapt it to lend well to, this creature sitting over here and kind of singing to you, but that's not the point of it. I know that's abstract as fuck. And I'm trying, and to that regard, I'm also trying not to, hey, here's the lyrics and here's the song right now. But what I'm looking to do is grab, some of these tools that are out there, bring them into FL Studio, and then apply different sets of filters and whatnot to them that can then react in real time. The more of that I can push off to the machine and get, it also responding in time, then what I'm thinking is I can layer these and I can get an additional sense of depth, if you will, in the overall video. And yeah, so that's basically I you know I need the cogs before I can assemble the machine.
Thank you. Is it okay if I actually, Resi, tell me your thoughts and then I'm going to shoot my mouth off.
Yeah, I might want to go to you, but let me just lay down that I do have some technical ideas now that I've heard a little about what you're doing as far as how to pipeline some of that automated or reactive stuff. But let me just put that down, and then Carl, do you have some more philosophical end of things?
Thank you very much. And for those who are joining us, we're talking about videos. Okay, so I like to, when it comes to videos, I have to look at the assets that I have around me, what I can do, who I can work with, and everything else. And that's got to be the envelope in which I work with. And it's really interesting that the more limitations there are, the more crazy the abstract ideas become, which is one of the great things about during lockdown, where we were forced to do as much as we could with as little as we have. And it's really funny that my video output after lockdown stopped. And it was just very interesting observation. So I'm also lucky that I have people around me who are very abstract thinkers and will allow a concept to go into the ridiculous, let it go on its merry little journey, and then come back. For example, Keith from Brainwomb and, oh God, I forgot her name. The Brainwomb crew who have done, I've had the pleasure of working with in the past, are really fantastic with spitballing ideas and letting it go ridiculous to see where it goes. And I just think, also, I've mentioned this before, you've got to be so careful that you don't censor yourself when you go on your little neurological journey, because although you might be stopping at this very strange, very taboo topic, that might simply be a gas stop that you're stopping at to get to your final idea. So you just go with it. Don't freak out. Just go with it. I would be looking at the assets I have as far as people who can work with me, people who are around me, and locations I have. And Brett, although I don't want to take away from the idea, the fact that you've got a boat and a forest, I just think that at night, that, sure, look, and I don't care about, remove the concept of cliche from everything you do, because if you don't, you're self-censoring yourself, that you do have at your disposal some absolutely fantastic areas to shoot in. And, you could make the creepiest video of all by getting a night vision of your camera, walking through the woods at night with night vision on, selfieing in your face as you walk. And that would be, and it's one take of you walking through the forest, and you might have a light behind you that's pointing straight up or something like that. That's igniting the trees behind you, lighting them up or something. You could come up with the creepiest fucking shit. Or being on a boat at night with night vision or something similar on your camera, where you're just smiling politely at the camera, singing the songs. Like, that shit be creepy, bro, in my best New Zealand accent. Yeah, I look at what's around, and, I would love to hear more about the concept you have, and if you want, we could spitball this, and, all of us could maybe try and come up with something.
Sure. So the title of it is called Abraxas. Abraxas essentially is if you go through the pantheon of gods, is the Bornless. It's the one that all the other gods are derivative to. So it doesn't truly have a form. With that said, it has there's a lot of different representations. And if you search Abraxas, you'll find this chicken-headed weird entity with spears and everything else. It's pretty cool. But this is, so in concept, the demon, which is man's creation, has learned Abraxas's name and wants to usurp everyone. To that regard, it comes across as kind of a prayer. It's As the track progresses, the tone becomes more and more sinister. Um, uh, that's basically it as a concept. There's of course, you can pull a lot of imagery there, but that's also why, I'm like, okay, this takes place somewhere else. This isn't the room. Not truly. I mean, yes, I could have a shot of, the demon hate, saying parts of this, but I'm thinking that because the concept itself is like, how do you film the Big Bang? You know, that's because that's who the character is talking to. It's talking to the origin, and so abstract at this point in my mind lends itself to being more readily that thing. It's kind of like a ice planet where you have the ships and whatnot and the planets, and where are these things taking place? And that's kind of what I'm trying to do. It's kind of like this is taking place in a sort of upside down.
May I?
Yeah.
Do you have any masks?
Oh yeah.
How many?
Poor in my eyesight.
Okay, fantastic. And are they full face masks?
Yes.
Great. Here's the thought: is that there are 4 people who are wearing masks, and they're all wearing the same clothing. For the simplicity's sake, it might be a white sheet, white gown thing. And the 4 people come together, and then off they go. And each of them, one of them might walk into the forest, one might be on a boat, one might be somewhere, I don't know. But the thing about it is, at the end of the song, they take their masks off, and it's all, and they kneel to pray. And it's got to be really stylistic. They kneel to pray. And they might be gathering things like rocks or something and putting it in a knapsack. And they at the end of the video, they take their masks off, and it's all you. You are all of those beings. Because the reason I think the thing about being creepy, it's the what the fuck is going. I don't know what's going on here. And if you can be doing it in such a way that people are walking through a forest, or somebody else is walking through a Walmart or a car park at night or something like that, just to be installing a what the fuck is going on here kind of thing, that you're not actually, because that's the really fantastic thing about Lynch, is that yes, there is a narrative, but we're not exactly sure what it is. And because everybody is bringing their baggage to the narrative, they are unloading their baggage and they're going, oh, that is about this here in my bag. That's what this is about. So the more you have weird, uncanny valley-esque, creepy mind thought going on. Yeah. And see, something else that's really fun is that if you have an AI or something like that, you might say, well, I have to get from this scene to this scene, and the way I'm going to get to them is by AI morphing or something. I will give it a JPEG of the last scene and a JPEG of the first scene, and I will specify it's a 5-second transition in which time they go to hell or something. I don't know. Spitballing here. Can I throw it to Rezi?
We ready to maybe think about some of the technical ways of doing that don't necessarily involve prompting and AI stuff? I mean, if that's just as good. There's still a lot of life left in the tools we have prior to saying it with text and letting the computer do it. Not to say that there aren't some awesome things being done that way. But since you mentioned it, Brett, one of the Well, let me preface this with it has to be kind of fun for you. Otherwise, why the fuck do this? I mean, it could be work also, but let's say you have to be interested in doing this in the first place. So I don't want to go too far and say, get a crew and lighting and makeup and, that stuff, which I find that fun also. But MIDI from your DAW to a tool like Troikatronics Isadora or OSC. I'll throw a link in the chat if to some of the things that I've used in the past. I haven't actually done a production and been like, okay, yeah, it's generative. I'm using the actual song file and sending MIDI to my distortion and displacement clip in a visual effects package. But there's a lot of ground there where you can specifically control what you're doing, either with time displacement or spatial displacement of the frame. And as Carl was just waxing over to, the idea of transitions between segments having an aesthetic that you choose that's maybe integrated with the beats. It's easy enough to do some beat matched stuff in a regular nonlinear editor, obviously, but to do a true like full song MIDI is controlling parts of it from your original track. I've found that interesting, and maybe I'm like projecting and saying, hey, I hope somebody actually does that and tells me how it goes. But either OSC or MIDI from DAW to a visual package like that for the abstract parts. And when I say time displacement, I mean like speed ramping and stutter frames and stuff like that. And when I say spatial displacement, I mean like, blocks of distortion where the bottoms are on the top and, mosaic tile patterns and things that we find as glitches, but under control, of your original track. There may be something fun in that. And it may match your aesthetic and vision too. If those two things come together, boy.
I love it. Thank you thank you. There's so much food for thought in this. Oh my God, Ivan, what are you thinking in your brain?
This is such a gigantic topic. Okay, I mean, before you even pull out the AI stuff and you want to do those visualizations, one of the neat tricks you can do is take Audacity and load a video file into it, and now you can run Audacity's audio stuff against that video file to fuck it up. It will mess it up nicely. And the best part is since you can use your original song against the file in Audacity, so like you're going to inherit changes across that chunk of video. Is the changes inherited will kind of match the tempo of the song. And tempo matching in music videos is a gigantically big deal. Do not miss out on how important that is. Also, I just from like a film school perspective, like don't feel weird or bad about like just write an outline of what you want to do, so that you know what things need to get done, and then take that outline and expand it with do a storyboard session where you get a storyboard going on so that you know what you're going to actually be doing, like with the camera or the footage. And then Carl, you worked in video games. You were down the street from us. Midway, we had an entire department that just took video game footage and turned it into the stuff that you'd see on YouTube or whatnot. And so we had some really good videographers as a result. And the difference between like advertising video and music video is product. That's it. Like the same techniques get used across both. And was it Ryan Rosenberg was one of the top video editors at Midway, and I was doing a lot of video game to film kind of work back then, like playing around. And so I would show him videos, but he was expert at just being like a mentor on getting the quality of that, cranked up. And one of the things that he really emphasized was don't fall in love with your footage. Especially, like with music videos, is they're not really all that long. So that's why they get so jump cutty, is because you kind of don't have a choice. Also, if you linger on a piece of footage for too long, no matter how cool it is, the audience will still get bored. And a bored audience is a gone audience.
Yes. Oh,
And then
continue.
also, like, pick a video editor and just feel free to learn the shit out of it. Whatever it is, doesn't matter. The fact that you know it is what matters. Because I am a weirdo, and I still use the Adobe products because I've always used them, and so I know them fairly well. I'm sure if I'd started out with something else, I'd be saying the same thing about it. But like, just know the thing that you're using. That way you're not like pecking around trying to find things all the time, which sucks. Yeah, and like, again, really, like, outline storyboard, like, for any kind of video project, outline storyboard. That way you know what the heck you're doing, and you know what pieces you need, and you can really turn what footage you need into just a checklist. All right, I think I'm done annoying everyone.
I appreciate the annoyance. Thank you very much. Something that I've noticed is that so May just released a video, and I put it on my Instagram, and we had a 1 minute thing, and we both put this live on our Instagram and TikTok and bullshit. And the play we got, the attention that got from a 1 minute excerpt compared to a 3 minute song, way more. And it's making me really reconsider videos. Like, should videos become 30-second ads? Should they become a 1 minute thing? Because my statistics are saying, why, yes, they should. Alex, good to see your face. And I'm wondering, so how does that work with everything else? Once this trend, because it's all trends, has disappeared, does that mean I'm going to have a whole bunch of 30-second long videos but no songs? How does it work? I'm taking canvases from, because Spotify likes making canvases, and I'm taking those canvases, doubling or tripling their length, turning them into little videos and not making songs around them in a 9:16 high format. Anyway, it's a rant. I don't fucking know. Rezi, what are your thoughts on everything?
Well, here's the thing. The thing is, they're two separate, not necessarily overlapping in any way, things that we can do as people, either expressing an idea, adding value to the music that we make, trying to draw attention to the music we make. And if we keep the approach, Brett is talking about an idea. He's not here anymore, but it's cool. He's the idea that he has already exists, and the ways to express it are more. There are more ways to express that right now than there were when MTV was popular, and long form full concept videos were the only way to express a visual with your stuff. The 30-second or 10-second or 5-second really easy clips, we're talking TikTok. I mean, that's really, Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts, whatever. But TikTok is where this stuff blossoms. And letting go of your concept stuff and just putting shit up there that kind of looks neat, and not having an investment in your ideas and the intrinsic message of your song, that's a valid thing. It's an interesting thing. I don't really embrace it that much, but I see people who do. And you look at their timeline, and it's basically repetitions of the same thing, and they sort of have an evolution over months where the messages and visuals change. But within a week or a month, it's really the same little bits of the same small ideas, just reposted 3 times a day, 5 times a day, whatever it is. So that's a whole other thing from having a solid idea steeped in your creativity, but it's still an expressive outlet. So I just wanted to put a little like wedge between the idea of a something you care about and means something to you versus something that expresses a thought conversationally, a throwaway. And yeah, we're sharing this on a huge stage, potentially. That is the idea. But it's more middle of a conversation quip that you throw out there. And those things, man, I hope this year sometime I can find a way to freely and easily make more of those. I used to do it 10 years ago. I would love to do it again now that the platform's so huge. And I don't know exactly how that relates to taking away from your time to do the things that are truly meaningful. But that's what I'm getting around to. Like, Carl, you were sort of balancing off is there a real meaning to doing long form concept videos? And yeah, the artist has an idea, the artist should make the thing. I mean, fuck it. The audience, let's try to connect. I mean, and sweat it and do what you can to connect. But we need artists to be making things and sharing their ideas and making their personality go out there. Otherwise, we're just in the AI soup and repeating and feeding back on the same existing ideas. So it's more important than ever, let's say, to have your passion project become a produced concept video for your song. But there's plenty of room for just throwing away quips and ideas and the conversational engagement.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate there's so many things in there you said. And also, Behemoth, thank you for mentioning the residents. Extra points always are added for mentioning the residents. Yeah, I think this is a really fantastic, incredible idea because video did kill the radio star. So now what's going to kill the video star? Or was that even before the video star happened? Gee, I don't know. Alex, what do you think about everything and what pizza are you eating right now?
I'm not eating any pizza at all, sadly. But some artists, I think it was Caroline Polachek, allegedly had her videos in a way that every part of the song fits to every part of the video. And she then made different TikToks with certain parts of the track. And if one of different parts of the track, and if one blew up, she uploaded the other ones, but with the part of the track that went so viral. I don't know how fulfilling it is creatively, but it's a strategy effort.
That's really interesting. Because, like, I got to be honest, I hate making videos. Fucking hate it. I have no interest at all in videos. None. So any, and this is going to turn into therapy. Ivan, talk to me about your therapy and problems.
I think her technique of parting the video out as potential TikToks, it has a big place that has probably not been very well explored by various artists. Like, go watch like Damian Key's videos, talking about he spends a lot of time talking about TikTok. And he's always suggesting that you just record some extra footage to turn into a TikTok. I would suggest that one of the things that you could do is cut the video in a way that, you can sensibly chop out chunks of it and turn those into TikToks, because how's that not easier on yourself? Also, it makes those parts of the video more recognizable to the end user or the consumer. And and it totally is going to make your life easier, because now you're doing a re-render to change the format. That's it. That's not that impossible or hard. And then there's the whole subject of AI generated content, which is definitely not where it was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, it was the fancy new kid in the room. Now, you know, people are reacting poorly to it. At the same time, used well, and used creatively, it still can do the job. It can still really do the job and be fun. And the fun, I think, is probably the most important aspect of all this. The I would if you get a chance, go look at go take a look at the latest Tear Garden video, which is a blend of like animation and AI generated AI generatedness. He did a beautiful job of blending the two and making it not totally feel like you're just watching an AI generated video. At the same time, I think he kind of wanted you to feel at the end like it was an AI generated video. So, like, go in with both eyes open. That the video is doing fairly well for itself, and so like, not a thing that can't be done. It's just things got to be done. Like, I think it takes just a little bit more care to have it turn out well. Also, don't feel bad about buying a cheap digital camera, recording video, and then running that through AI filters to change it, because there is a certain beauty in doing that.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Points on that I want to pick up on as well. I'm going to talk. Phoenix, welcome. What are your thoughts on this?
I think AI is okay as a tool, but it has to be like you create, say, the music first, and then you say, hey, like, I'm not that good at like writing lyrics or whatnot, or writing descriptions to my songs because I am very ADHD. So I utilize AI to say, how would you describe this song I completely created? And then it tells me, and I'm like, crap, that's a really good description. And I modify it a little bit to more kind of fit within my flow. But I had an idea for, like, the guy was talking about some ideas for his video with masks and everything. And it could start with kind of like, the individual is in a room. It's kind of dimly lit because you're wanting to go with a kind of horror aspect, and there's maybe a single light bulb that's, swinging, and there's one person that has a mask on, but it's kind of like there's no expression on the mask. It's just blank. And then you go through the video, and it at near the end of it, like, my brain bounces around a lot. Like, they take off the mask and there's nothing but void behind it, like nothingness, and then it just shoots to black. But something like that. But yeah, I like AI as an add-on, but not to start with, because I feel like that takes away some liberties from certain people. Like, I'm not making my first music video. I hired a friend to make my first music video for one of my songs, which is inspired by Vampire the Masquerade, fun stuff like that. But they're animating it as we speak. And I don't know. I like it as a tool, and I think that it can help a lot of other people, like even me. I'm learning how to speak better. I'm learning how to write better by utilizing it, you know? So, but yeah, I recently went to Milwaukee and did a show, my first actual live show, and I had some help from Ivan and my other friend there too. And I had a blast to actually have a live show for the first time. but yeah, I thought this was wonderful with the ideas, yeah, but not to completely like override other people's work with it, because that's just that rubs me the wrong. So, but that's my view on it. So
I really appreciate that. Thank you. And remember, if you go live, fucking video it. And like Phoenix was saying, you can be so utilizing that in points. I'm actually going to throw this to you, Diana. I'd love to hear your voice, your thoughts on this before I start shooting my mouth off. And thank you again, Phoenix.
Thank you, Carl. We do have several AI videos on the channel. I mean, I would say that those videos are a lot of fly through, just whatever's in the distance that keeps pushing out and getting closer and closer. And so it's a continuous 4 minutes of flying through, which after a while is a tad dizzying. But there are a couple that are almost gets uncanny valley. One specifically that they're sitting at a computer and it almost looks like a real person until you figure out it's not. But anyway, I would say that when I'm looking, because I was looking to see, to help you out about what tools to use and things. And if I go on any artist YouTube, I would look in the description. Some of them actually hire out what is now being called an AI artist, which is an artist using their talents, using the AI to add to it. So I couldn't tell you what they use. And some people actually credit that this is the software I use. So sometimes just even looking at the description helps a little bit. And the other thing I would say is we have had artists that have used clips of their music videos as their reels on Instagram or their TikToks in order to get you to watch the full video on YouTube and even on MTV TV. So I tried to answer both questions at the same time. I apologize. We love having live videos. It's getting more to a combination of like sometimes the live with the AI. I don't know how much more I can really say, but I like this topic because sometimes you can't get to film it. I mean, if you're locked down, you're locked down. If you're stuck at home because you're sick, you're stuck at home. And AI is a way of getting the music video out there, along with people that use stock footage and things like that. But yeah, we've had a few AI videos on the channel now. And I still like the long form. Our channel is based on the long form music video. So yeah, those are my thoughts.
I thank you for your thoughts.
Pardon. I was just going to say that I appreciate seeing when they've hired someone, an actual artist that is also using AI, like to credit the artist that's using it to get to the final product. That's what I was going to say. That's it.
Fantastic. Thank you. No, thank you very much. I'm going to go in after you, Alex.
Okay. First thing I wanted to say, if you're looking for a relatively lazy idea for a video, I think you can get inspired by, I've seen footage by Death Grips, where they had just cell phone snapshots cut to 16th notes in the song. So we had like a slideshow, but really fast. And I think with some certain genre, like styles of music, it goes really well, especially if it's like electronic and fast. And yeah. And the other thing I wanted to say, I've tried to do some AI video, and it's harder than you would imagine. I couldn't really get it to do what I wanted it to do. But a thing I think most people use iVary in a boring way, but a thing I wanted to try is to have like real footage of me and then make the computer generate something else without. So you have like this uncanny where you don't know what's real and what's not. I think that's really interesting, and maybe the thing that's most interesting to me about image generation. But yeah.
Thank you. Rant. Okay, so I don't know how to politely say it. I hate doing videos. Hate, fucking hate them. I hate them because for me they are a complete waste of my time. I could be making music. I like making music, don't like making videos. Videos are wasting my time. I always have a marketing thing with a return on investment concept with videos, and I know you probably can't, but I do. And what I have found is that a 30-second, 1 minute, whatever TikTok / Instagram thing is going to drive more people, spark more interest into my music than a video will. I don't have any luck with videos. Just haven't had luck with them. Which ties back to I couldn't be fucked. And maybe I couldn't be fucked because I haven't had any luck with them. Because for me to say, go and listen to my music will yield more people listening to my music than me having a video. I'm looking at the statistics in a screen right now that are saying people don't give a fuck about your videos, dude, but they seem to care about your short form, shorts, TikToks, and Instagram things. Whether they are driving to the video that I'm linking to, no, I don't think they are. Whether they are driving to the song, no, I don't think they are either. So, I like one thing I really want to be experimenting with now is instead of spending forking out the time, budget, money, and fucking around, hi Frank, to make one video, I could make 4 30-second shorts, and they are going to, according to the numbers that I am looking at right now, they're going to go much farther than that time and energy spent on that video. That's where I'm at. And apparently my internet connection is unstable, as is my life. So that's what for me it comes down to, is that I just don't know. For me, the idea of making a video is fun and romantic, but when it actually comes down to it, it's not an enjoyable thing. I would be rather fucking with synthesizers than fucking with a camera. Maybe that's just me. So I don't. Thanks, D. I don't care about visualizers. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I like making music. I like synthesizers and samplers instead of video obligations. And I'm fortunate that all of my top yielding songs don't have videos, which is weird. So, yeah. Anyway, there we go. That's just my thoughts on it, is that I don't. So from my perspective, existing in a pond where one must make video representation of your music because that's how it is and it has been since the fucking 80s, 70s, I am looking at other ways of creating commercials, because a video is a commercial for your song. It is, always has been. You're not selling the video, you're selling the music. And so, or promoting the music. Trying to figure out how that's moving with the concept of technology and change and ever shortening fucking attention spans. When I am in fact battling with my ever shrinking attention span. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Alex, what are your thoughts?
You're probably just it probably won't work out financially, but I think you would be best served if you had somebody else to do it for you. I don't know how such arrangements could be made.
Thank you. Yes. Well, in answer to that, I do actually hire people, pay them money to do my videos. And I do have the delight of working with these people. And my thing is that because my budget isn't very high, they get a really huge creative role in it. They get to do whatever they want. And if they want to sit down with me and brainstorm with me, they're welcome to do that because it's fun. But yeah, no, I do. And even then, it doesn't yield. And that's no offense on them, because some people have made me some absolutely fantastic videos. But I'm looking at the numbers. And the numbers are saying, they're not yielding. And you can say, oh, that song's been played in the millions, but that song's been there for 20 years. That video's been there 20 years. So the core thing of it is I couldn't be fucked. And I don't know how to make that as clear as I possibly can. And what's weird is that I feel like I'm breaking all these rules by saying I couldn't be fucked. I feel like I'm fucking blaspheming against the great video gods or the great gods of expectation and all that shit. But I couldn't be fucked. I really couldn't be fucked. So I don't want to be creating shit that's half-assed. And I guess that's my thing, is that I get really tired of it really quickly. And it's like, I just, and I don't know if it's because of all the work I've put into videos and everything else, they have not received the yield that I was hoping, or because why, I don't know. But here I am, and I just would rather be spending my energy on either making music or making a fucking curry. I guess that's where I'm at.
Was it always like that, or just like in the last 6 years? Because I really fondly remember like the videos for Toxic Girl, Vinakava. For me,
All
it
of them
was
were other people. And those videos, the economy in which those videos were made no longer exists. And the economy for people to be able to do that for me at that rate doesn't exist anymore. Yet the expectation of the audience is still high and or higher. And that's the constant issue, is that, well, because there's less and less money coming in, we're talking about money, and there's less and less time and availability to do these things as there were 20 years ago. Does anybody ever stop and go, why is that? Not just me, but every single fucking band I know. Does anybody ever wonder why that is? And that's the great thing about being in a band for 20 years, is that you can go, dude, shit has changed so much, and it's not for the better, by the way. You used to call yourself middle class, but now you're a proletarian. Just saying. It doesn't exist anymore. And also the whole, then there's the reality of the finances of actually creating music itself. It has drastically changed, but you are still expected to put out this certain quality and this much stuff. So I don't know. I don't know. My passion and drive for making music is still very, very, very fiery. But every time it goes to music, it's like, I don't care. I don't fucking care. Anyone wants to make me a video, go for it. All yours, go. Alex, did you want to try and console me anymore on this?
It feels a bit. It doesn't feel right to go from your dismay about the state of things right now, but maybe something you could try is to just give somebody on Fiverr the footage of you performing during COVID into the camera, and stock footage and say go nuts with it, see what you can do. And I don't know, I'm not in
That's a
your
great idea.
situation, but that could be a solution, because you then don't have to do something extra, and you work with what you already have, and maybe repurpose it to something different.
That's actually a good idea. I have been thinking about like my bandwidth right now is 8-second canvas videos for fucking Spotify, and that's about it. And I have actually been thinking about repurposing a lot of the COVID live shows. So maybe. Yeah. Thank you, though. Did you want to add anything to this, or do you want to throw it to Brett? Thank you so much. And remember, this isn't about giving Carl therapy. This is about everybody working through this together. But nevertheless, I do appreciate that very much. Thank you so much. Brett, where's your brain on this?
Yeah, so one of the things that I was thinking here, that it's been brought up a couple times, is the having fun part of it. And there's absolutely no way in which I would even consider doing this if it wasn't purely selfish. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and stare that devil in the face and salute to you. But in that same regard, I have played with like Z Game Editor and such like that with NFL Studio and had a lot of fun, taking images and whatnot and having it react to music. And it's not something I've put out there yet, because that becomes you about your comfort zone as well. What can you do in video to where you feel like it matches what you can do in audio? And obviously, being musicians, we're far more skilled at audio than video, at least typically. Maybe not everyone. Maybe I'm sure there are chimeras in the group. But yeah, my thinking here is find some way to make this a fun process using off the shelf tools, if you will, where I can at least then say whether or not this is worth exploring, getting animators, other people involved, and whatnot to develop into something bigger. But in order for that to even have a starting point, it's like I gotta throw it at the wall with something, and yeah, I can sit here with my cell phone and instantly just hate it and then spend the next month like I do with music trying to polish that turd. But that's no fun. So my thought was, maybe I can offload some of these parts, into, okay, cool, you're going to give me something I didn't expect, and maybe now that gives me an idea. I can take this thing and splinter it, another way. I can put it against the prism and have it, shine light against the walls or something. I'll give you another example of things that I've just experimented with in the studio itself. Is filling the entire studio up with a fog machine and just running projectors through it. And it's cool from certain perspectives. It doesn't film very well, but it'd be awesome I guess in a live sense. The reason it doesn't make it to a video is because it sucks on video. So, yeah, that's really kind of what's driving the back and forth a little bit. This is something that at the end of the day, when I'm sitting up here in the middle of the night and I want to just go peruse through my own damn tracks, and see how they're, measure my own progress, if you will, a little bit of reflection, I guess, is kind of what it is. There's an additional entertainment value to it. And if that is significant enough, then I'm happy to share. But in order to get it there, again, I need some. It would be helpful if I had something to inject a little bit of noise.
Absolutely get your vibe. Thank you so much. Phoenix, what do you think?
Come on. Oh, there it is. Okay. What I think is basically, well, I work with Acid Pro 11 because that's just what I started on, and it's just the easiest for me. I tried doing Fruity Loops, and it just didn't vibe with my brain. But yeah, I think that basically, I like Alex's whole thing about like fast-paced music and stuff, because that's most of my stuff is like electronic and techno and dance. But yeah, I think there's a lot of good ideas here and a lot of things to work from for myself. Like I myself, as I stated in the chat, I suck at animation. I'm horrible at it. It infuriates me to no end. I like just making music myself because it's like you get in that flow and that pattern, and you're like, okay, this sounds good with this, and then you keep on mashing it all up together and refine it, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I have this beautiful piece of artwork, and I call music painting time. So, and that's how I do it, and that's why I did hire my animator, and my animator is doing it at a discounted rate for me for now because I'm going to give him royalties once the music video, is out there. But I mean, as the other person did say, there are some chimeras that can like do a bunch of different things. But as you stated yourself, we just like making the music. We like making the noise. We like having people listen to it and put them in that kind of headspace so they can actually have that full experience of just sensation and feeling. And hell, that's why I've made over 100 songs over the last 20 years. And I've finally produced all my own stuff. It took me 20 years, but the other weird thing with me, I saw a success thing happen like last month. I got 100 followers on Spotify. I'm like, oh my God, that's freaking great. This month I had 769 followers, and I'm like, how the hell did I get like almost 700 more followers? I'm just producing music and stuff with my own stuff. And I'm like, wow. So I was very thrilled to be invited to this by Ivan, because it's like all of you have a lot of valuable advice that I'm getting for free. That's going to make me better, and that's why I have a little logo and a slogan I have with my own life is your success is my success. Because if we can all just try to help each other a little bit and we can add to one another, we can make something better than just a singular thing. And that's, I think, what music is and what music videos are, is just extrapolations upon the soul or the spirit of whoever's working and creating them, and that's my thing.
And I really appreciate it. And thank you very much. And you're always welcome here. Thank you again, Phoenix. Rezi, how are you thinking about all this?
There's something so fascinating to me about the difference between what Brett brought up as some kind of motivation to apply his creativity and song impulses, motivations to include video, and Carl, where you're at with I fucking hate making videos. It's succinct. I get that. But perhaps the thing that isn't addressed in either of those extremes is video making is at the same exciting gear acquisition syndrome place that music was at in the 90s, when the studio experience evaporated and you could do 15 years of an evolution between you have to go into a multi-track facility to do what we do to you really can make the same impact and the same level of quality in a single device, let alone your own project studio. And then that was when I found it exciting to discover these things and get to know them and learn the tools. And the same thing is kind of happening right now with video for a lot of people, myself included, where I got to admit, a lot of the motivation is just because I can buy interesting things that I didn't know how to use before. Um, yeah, that it doesn't really figure much into, is this going to be a successful creative expression? And it doesn't really figure into much about the return on investment, which these are all valid, and I appreciate the motivations because I've struggled with those. But in the same way, Carl, that you just hate the video, like I found myself saying that to myself about the promotional aspect of, okay, now I made a video, but the promotional part starts, the contacting people and communicating about it, and going to people who can do more with it, and emailing it, the fact that it exists to somebody like that fills me with a same sort of seething disinterest. But there's probably, like, for as many people that have seen through to making their own videos and having artistic motivations to make them, reasons that is fun and exciting, or at least tolerable. And I just wanted to add that other one, that there's a lot of cool stuff, there's a lot of inexpensive stuff, and there's a lot of the shift from you can't make studio quality video stuff in your house with the gear, to you absolutely can, and many studio quality filmmakers do use the same gear that you're using right now, and the same techniques and the same software and the same not cost, but it gives you a path to look down and say, oh my God, I could do this.
Alex, I see your hand. Give me a sec. That's such a really relevant point, is that I do not have a gear horn for this. My thing about, I'm going to come back to it. Thank you. You brought up, again, there's so many really good points being brought up today. Alex, I want to throw to you, and then I'm going to shoot my mouth off. Alex, please, what are you thinking right now?
Yeah, I totally relate to getting gear acquisition syndrome for video as well, because I think, like, I researched it a bit, and it like really fascinated me, the whole area of videography. Though I have to say, it's still really, really hard to film myself, because it's like performance anxiety on a whole another level. It's like I can perform in front of other people, I can sing in front of other people, even though it doesn't always feel great. I can do it, no problem. But something about seeing myself on video, including this, really grates me. And I think it's like a skill in itself. And yeah, I think I got really excited about videography, and hopefully someday I'll have a proper video camera instead of just my cell phone. The only real thing I did was like film myself with my equipment in performance videos. And that might also be another way to do a music video, to just have you play your instrument. And even though it's not the most captivating thing, it is a thing that captivates some people.
Yeah, you being on camera is captivating. People seeing faces on the screen doing stuff. It's either you might look like a turd, who knows, but you probably won't, because people tend to like seeing you on screen, and we see it in the comments and stuff. So you've got that going for you. But you did just say, I can't make a video because all I've got is a cell phone. I'm translating.
I hope one day I'll have a proper camera, even though now I just have my cell phone, which is plenty.
Okay, good. As long as you qualify it with that. Now, there are things that proper video equipment affords you, but you're already up against the hardest part, and that's the performance part of filming yourself is weird. That is fair. But also, you don't have camera moves, you don't have like the easy things that you can do from the other side of the camera. But I would encourage anybody who has the ambition to do self-filming to just make sure you've got something with a remote. In other words, the camera's over there. You don't have to walk over to it. You've got everything on your tablet or your pad or your phone or your computer. I think one of the things that we don't seem to have a shortage of here, and it's really nice, is, except for me, everybody who's chimed in about it has mentioned an idea creatively. A creative idea about something to put on the video. And that is really the important part, because win or lose, succeed or fail in getting your shit across, you've got the idea. and you've got something other than I want to buy a bunch of lenses, not that there's anything wrong with that, to try to film and try to succeed and try to make your artistic statement and try to communicate something and put something new out into the world, something that you made. Doesn't matter who you're imitating, doesn't matter where your inspiration was from. Ivan has an example of his new lens. It looks like maybe a Micro Four Thirds mount, probably a 28 to, anyway. Carl, you're back. I think we might want to go to Phoenix. He's got his hands up, but feel free to direct things from here.
Thank you so much, Phoenix. If it's okay, I'm going to jump in. Thank you very much. Sorry, I had to deal with Frank. Okay, so this is very interesting because I've got a phone that scrolls and scrolls and scrolls with a whole bunch of really cool video ideas, really dark, fucked up, cool ideas. What I don't have is people here who can shoot them with me. I don't have any interest at all in, maybe it comes down to gear acquisition syndrome, because the thing about music for me is I don't have to rely on anyone else. That might be what it comes down to, that I am the motherfucker with music. And if it's just me and I don't have a guitarist, by sweet Jesus, I will bring the fucking rock just by me. The only person I need is a mastering person. And thank goodness I have Colin. So yeah, Adam, thank you for back to music on a shoestring budget, but you need friends. And I really do. And look, I don't want to bitch about LA, but LA, Angelspit thrived in Sydney because it was Sydney full of Australians. And you can get an Australian to do anything with a 6-pack of beer and a pizza and a fucking good Saturday afternoon to hang out with their mates and do something crazy. Fucking anything. Not so in LA. I don't have a car. I don't have people I can rely on. And that's the thing that really fucking gets me, is that I don't even bother. Like, I have to, Alex, I remember you showed us this video once of this shitty fucking camera that you or someone shot, and I kept that. And then I actually dug out an old camera and went, I want to do that. But the thing about it is that I need people. I don't have people. And look, maybe it's because I'm just such a fucking cunt, or maybe it's because this is LA. And I need to drive somewhere, because if I fucking pull a camera out, I live 10 minutes walk from Hollywood Boulevard. If I pull a camera out there, I will get fucking arrested because I need a fucking, I need a license to shoot anything at all. I need a permit. So, you know, maybe after years and years and years, because I don't have this amazing guy in Australia named Drew, actually, and then there's actually 2 Andrews, Brad and Drew and Drew and Drew. I don't have those guys anymore, who'd come up with the weirdest, bentest fucking shit. Like, I do have friends in New York. I got Keith in New York. I got fucking Mike in New York, but they're on the other side of the country. And I don't have the luxury of saying, and I work with people who are cinematographers who work for fucking Netflix and I know one of the best Steadicam operators in fucking LA, but I got to line their path with gold, line their palms with gold. And you know, man, that's fucking fair enough. And I think that's what gets me. And the other thing is that I can't, maybe this is a really good argument for AI, because you get some jaded old bastard like me who's going, I couldn't be fucked. And then I can just put a couple of prompts into an AI and there you go. Maybe that's a good argument for it. Like, really? Maybe it is. Because I don't have gas, for videos. Like, and if I did have gear acquisition syndrome, if I had that drive for video, maybe I would. But I've got so many fucking ideas. But I And it's another really interesting thing that I always go on and on to people about, is that when the music becomes fun, people give up. And my argument is always, no, don't fucking give up, push through it. And right now I need to be listening to my advice, because video has not been fun to me for about many years. And pushing through that is difficult. It's very, very hard for me. So, I do appreciate there have been some really nice suggestions coming up, and I do appreciate them. Like, man, I have got locations that would fucking blow your mind. I work in theaters that are haunted, that I can walk around and I could shoot the craziest fucking shit. I couldn't be fucked. And I need someone to do it with. I guess that's the thing. That's it. Ta-da, done. Phoenix, your turn, go.
I've learned actually more from what I call my lessons instead of failures, because lesson just seems a little bit more of a positive spin on it, than I've learned from any success I've had in my entire life, because it's taught me how to look out for people who, have your back, people who will actually inspire you and push you and be there when you need them. Because as you said, you need people there for you, and it's just fucking crazy right now with the economy and everything else going on with the world, But most of my music is inspired by like me being in the depths of despair and stress and anxiety. Like I even made a song called New Future when I was in a very low income apartment, and I was constantly stressed every day, and I just focused, and I'm like, okay, cool. This song is going to get me a house. And I didn't know how it was going to get me a house. I'm just like, this is going to get me a house. And I kept focusing. And my partner, Aiden, his dad was able to purchase us a house a month or two later. And I'm like, holy crap, did my intention just make something happen, So, but yeah, like I understand, because I've had a lot of people that have said they would be there, that would say they would help, and then they just dropped off kind of, when things got tough. But I'm glad we can like hang out with you, chat with you, bounce ideas off of everyone so that we can make something possibly together too, and be there for one another in this time, of course, basically. But yeah, I think it's great. This is all amazing, and you are all amazing. So I'm good now.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's really interesting. And I'm going to very briefly talk about magic. Is that, thanks, Ivan. Did you see Raziel roll his eyeball there? He just does this thing where he just goes, and it's really fantastic that some people, and you should meet Kerry. Kerry has, and Ivan, you guys have the ability to call to the universe and the universe answers. It's never done that with me. And I've always wondered why. And recently I have a friend who did a deep dive on my astrological chart. Razi, that's my astrological chart. And they said that in this lifetime, there's no magic for me. My luck comes from hard work. So whether, I don't know what the fuck why, but my planets are aligned in the astrological layout of shit. That the only thing I will get, the only way that wall of Jericho will fall is by me smashing the fuck out of it with a sledgehammer. Not singing, but bashing the fuck out of it. And you will notice that my artistic, yeah, thanks, sigils don't work on me, trust. They just don't. My artistic motivation is aggressive. It's very aggressive because that's my, I guess this is my magical right in this lifetime. Wow, thanks, Razi. I can just feel your teeth are gritting right now. Same with Alex.
I agree with everything you just said, even the parts I don't agree with.
So, and maybe it's a real shit thing, and I love hearing about their ability for the universe to answer their prayer and their positive casting. But unfortunately, that's not my lifetime. That's not my path in this skin. But fantastic for you, man. That's fucking great. I've actually found that if I spellcast, if I push forward, if I dream, if I wish, it doesn't happen. If I stop thinking about the future, if I stop saying, universe, show me how good it gets, if I stop doing that, and if I just focus on drawing energy and positivity and healing up from the earth, shit happens. Because I fucking smashed a wall down with a sledgehammer. But I take nothing away from magic. I take nothing away from sigils. It's all there. It's all there for the taking. Yeah. Ivan, do you want to jump in at this point and let's talk about
Yes. Humorously, my star chart is like a couple of degrees off from Lord Byron's star chart. And if you look back at my past, you'll see similarities that make your eyebrows raise. At the same time, you get two things in life. One, life. The other, lessons. And it's what you do with those that matters. Also, next time I'm out in LA, we're going to sit down and have a long discussion about the concept of lust for result. What was I going to bring up also? It's come up a couple of times, doing video or film or camera work and the whole, concept of it being loaded with gas. I would suggest that cameras are where gas was invented. Because they've been around long enough to have done that. And then Carl, I've got to ask a question of you. Is it that you don't like filming the videos, or is it that the editing of the videos is a little too tedious? Or is it both?
Would you believe I love editing?
Okay.
Editing for me is, because like 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, that time where you're either in bed, you're death scrolling, that is when I go, fuck, I'd love to be editing something right now. And I hate videoing it. I hate shooting it. I don't know why.
You're in the part of the country where the golden hour lasts like all
days.
12 of them.
Yeah. Like 6 months.
Yeah, it's just like, yes.
So, and I'm really weird when I edit, because I will gladly sit there and cut shit up in the 16th and slot it onto the 16th. I'll do that for fucking hours. I love getting ice. You'll notice there's more Ice Planet 9000 videos than there are Angelspit videos, because I love making an image, painting it, then cutting it out and animating that. No Real Engine, no CGI, although Rob did some Real Engine stuff for me and it was beautiful and I'm so grateful for that. But I absolutely love, I love doing that shit. And that's another thing I've really looked at, is that why am I more interested in Ice Planet 9000 videos, which is the ambient side project, or it's increasingly not becoming a side project anymore. But why am I more interested in that shit than Angelspit? And I think it's because Angelspit has an expectation, and I'm tired of the expectation. And what's crazy is that the expectation is what's limited me. And I'm so fucking mad at. I'm just, yeah. Whereas Rob's now talking about getting MIDI files and using that in Unreal Engine to animate universes exploding and shit like that with Ice Planet 9000, and that's so fast. That's like, that is endlessly beautiful to me. I guess that's the thing, is that I don't know. This is maybe another thing, is that is it because it's very, and is it because I'm just tired of being angry, or the whole world is tired of being angry? Look, I don't know. Here's a great idea for an Angelspit. Me dressed up in like, you know, Will Farrell in Zoolander. Hi, I'm little Cletus, and I'm denied the right to work. Boo hoo! Skipping through a field in slow motion with a basket throwing flowers. I'd love that for 3 minutes, just skipping, throwing flowers, actually, and then followed by a whole bunch of other cats, and then put CGI AI cats jumping through the thing with me. Yeah, I just don't know. Did you want to pick up on that, or do I throw it to Alex?
Yeah,
There's
we're
another
about-
video in the Pipeworks with sock puppets, and it's fucked up. Go ahead, Ivan.
I'll be back in LA in 50 months.
50,
50
5
weeks.
0.
50 weeks. 50 weeks.
Oh, this is
Next
new.
year.
Okay.
I'm hoping this time around is the time that I go out there and buy a Carmen Ghia and drive it back to Milwaukee. Which means I'll have a car in LA, and I will grab you and we will go film some video down in the desert.
Yes, I just need to find someone to look after Frank. Yeah. But no, I do appreciate that very much. Thank you. I'm all about that. Yes. Yeah, that'd be great. Amount of people have said yeah, and they don't. But I appreciate. I know that you will do that. The amount of people in LA who have said to me, "Hey, Carl, we're going to go out to Joshua Tree and shoot videos. Do you want to come?" Yes. And then they go and they don't take me. It's happened like 5 or 6 times. 5 or 6 fucking times.
I view it as a potential option for a fun trip. Also, on the way there, we can have a long discussion about Lust for Result.
That's great. Let's do that. Let's totally do that. Yes, and I thank you. Here's Alex.
What do I say? Well, one thing I really liked about your last or current album is that there are many things on there that I never thought I'd hear on an Angelspit record. I don't know if I speak for everyone, but that's how I feel.
I'm curious to know what.
I feel I have
I
like,
said fuck in that record more than any other record. No,
I don't
sorry, I'm
know
just
if
kidding.
I
I'd love to
misheard
hear your
that,
thoughts.
but I felt that there was one track in major, or that had like many major parts. Then you had like rhythms and moods that I've never heard from you. And
Were
it
they
felt-
happy moods? Were they expand? This is really critical. I'd love to hear this.
It's I can't describe it. It's like if I hear it, I have a different things in my mind appearing than may it be Crank House or Black Dog Bite, which had like one continuous growth, and I feel the last one has like new worlds in it.
So this is Red End.
Yeah.
Wow, thanks. That means a lot. There's
Like
a lot of major going on. A lot of major chords.
like the first albums are like the same part of town, the same, I don't know, abandoned train station in different times. Maybe one was in its when there's still people going, then the next one when it is in decay. The third one is when it was renovated, and the new album feels like a completely different place.
Wow,
At least
thank
on
you.
me. And the second thing I wanted to say, maybe that's a Carl-friendly video idea, is to just grab a canvas and paint in real time, or like splash paint on it in real time. Draw words. I don't know. That could be an idea.
I like that a lot. I do appreciate that. I will say quickly, yes, there's a lot of major chords, well spotted, and the big stacked extended major chords, because that I'm trying to hack the brain on this one. That's what I'm trying to do something different. I wound back a lot of the effects, and there's a lot of Moog 1. And Moog 1, incidentally, there was an update. Moog 1 did a fucking firmware. Thanks for that, Alex. There's a lot of Moog 1 in there, and that changed the ball. And also, I will say, Phoenix, I'm looking at your art, and it's giving me some thoughts. But I'll get to that later. Yeah, well, I appreciate that, because it's like always trying to I don't know. It comes back to video, man. I've got this idea for it's beautiful. Thank you, Phoenix. I've got this fucking idea for class system that I really wanted to do this idea for class system, and I don't know. It is all these people that I need to make this fucking idea happen. I can't trust anyone in LA, even if you pay them. Like, fuck me dead. Yeah, big fuck you to everyone in LA. Razi, tell me about your fantastic life, and thanks again, Alex. I appreciate the positivity.
I hate to drag us back a couple of steps because I was almost getting psyched for talking about synthesizers again there. But Ivan, you said go shoot in the desert, and Carl, you're like, yeah, I'm right near the desert. And I have to say, it's a lot harder to get there from Boston. And as a contrast, going to shoot in the desert is one of the hardest things I've ever experienced. The motivation, keeping it up, the dehydration, the heat, the camera battery logistics, the distances between things. Don't do that if you have a choice. Maybe if you want to actually get something done. I did have a crew lined up for this one that I have in mind, and it didn't materialize. And I did have friends, Carl, as you've experienced, lined up to go do it, and they didn't end up being into it. And fucking, I don't blame them. It's brutal, man. It's like difficult and dangerous out there. But all that said, fantastic experience. I think I achieved what I set out to do, and kind of happy that I did it. Won't ever forget it. But it's hard. That is difficult to do motivationally, stamina wise, and actually practically safety wise.
Also, where you shot that on the salt bed, just the way the light, oh, fuck, am I muted or not?
No,
where
yeah.
the light it's just so, the way that everything pushes to white, and it's, but yeah, man, you know, it's funny, I've never thought about how the logistics of, like, obviously don't shoot in the summer, but the logistics of all of that fucking stuff, hydration, pissing, shitting, all that stuff, on a desert shoot, because to get to that place, you're going to drive 2 hours easily. Also, yeah, I would not be going naked in the desert, honey. Rob.
Still photos, don't be in the picture, shoot the scenery, make it easy on yourself.
And then shoot it against a white screen, and then no,
Yeah, just chroma key yourself in
But
over
no.
the desert background.
Yeah.
So whatever.
But no, the deserts are really beautiful, but it's like,
I'm saying be there, sure, but the added pressure of keeping with your shooting script and logistics, like you say, wrangling your crew or just your camera and batteries, and your camera overheats because it's 110. You know, it's like it's funny.
I had this plan of 3 people going out, each person with a band, and each person was going to help the other people. Oh, look, me talking about people helping each other, going out to shoot fucking, each person is going to help the other person shoot their video. So you're going to come out with that, with 3 fucking videos from the weekend. And these 3 videos for 3 different songs, by the way, could intermingle. Oh, could do all this stuff that if you played them in sequence, there could be all these weird, cool, hidden things going on. Fuck, I had the coolest idea. Nah. Anyway, whatever. Thanks, universe. Suck a bag of dicks. Phoenix, what are you thinking, honey? Oh, no, wait. Rezi, did you want to say something there? All right, Phoenix, talk to me.
So most of my art is, you know, like the splatter. Like this one is a flaming skull, kind of, with neons. And what's cool about it is it's blacklight reactive. So it's another picture, and it's got glow in the dark in there too. So it's a third picture. I also, for the longest time, I think it was like 7 or 8 years, the only goth club that was in Milwaukee, Club Anything. Now it's shut down. Yeah. They hung a piece on the wall. I'll flip my camera around just to show you which one was hanging on the wall in the bar. and it is a mirror that is like all splatter, and that was on the walls for like 7 or 8 years, and yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, I like helping people out that are decent. So, oh, I messed the camera up. That's fun. But yeah, it sucks that you can't really trust anyone out in LA and whatnot. But a lot of people are all out for the money, and it's like, why can't we just be fucking decent human beings to one another? And that's how I've lived my life the whole way, you know. And I've got a small circle of people that are pretty good to me, and now I have more people I can chat with, and I'm very grateful for that. I even made this one recently, and it's a mirror. But yeah, I make a lot of that fun stuff. So multifaceted artist in a way. But yeah, I'd be willing to help out if you need help out, if I'm given a couple months in advance, because I live in central Illinois. But I mean, I could always hang out, come with Ivan, help you out with something if necessary for you.
I appreciate it. It's interesting that the people who I rely on are all in Chicago and Milwaukee. Fucking all of them. But I do appreciate. Hey, so this is just interesting. I've got a I've got a whole bunch of like UV reactive makeup, and now I'm mixing that with paint base, and I'm applying that to certain elements within my galactic paintings. And it's really nice. It's UV reactive, but it's not glow in the dark. But even that being said, like if I'll highlight like a nebula cloud or the windows of a spacecraft or stuff like that, it really adds really wonderful. And it's not, and they're just little points that even when the light is coming in, it will boost that color. But one thing I'm learning is that the some of the plastic that when you put a painting in a frame, the plastic that goes over top of it, sometimes that is a UV retardant plastic, because UV light is going to damage the painting or photo, so it's UV retardant. Therefore, the UV light in there won't react because no UV light's hitting it going in or out. And also another interesting thing is that when you do, because every time I do a painting, I scan it when I'm done, is that the scanner reacts weirdly to UV light, UV paint. There you go. Wow, this has turned into Carl therapy. Does it? Okay. I thank everybody for being a part of this and me being a cunt. Does anybody? We've got one. We can keep talking about this. Alex.
One thing that sometimes happens is that cameras pick up colors that the human eye can't. So, for example, if you have like a remote control, you will see it's in the camera, but not with your naked eye. Maybe something similar is happening.
Interesting. Thank you, Razi.
Two things. I have a friend that uses a lot of iridescent makeup pigments in her 2D art. You know, it's like acrylics plus eyeshadow kind of stuff, and it's got a really cool look to it. It's not necessarily out of the visible spectrum, but it's got that iridescence that the powders and micas have. I assume there's other ways of adding iridescence to your pigments, but and then the other thing was more related to, well, I don't know, something, but it'll come back to me. But
and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, so I'll actually put like a drop of it's paint thinner, but it's like clear paint thinner, but you can use that to mix with, because this is all eyeliner. And you can mix it with the eyeliner, or you can just like tap the eyeliner onto the thing so it will clump. And then once that paint, it kind of like sacks it up, but it'll become really highly UV reactive parts. I see your hand. Phoenix, what are you thinking?
Real quick thing. Most of my covers for my music, like all 100-ish songs, are paintings I've made. And there's a few paintings I just make And I'm like, wait, I have to make a song for this right now. So I made like a song for a couple of them. Like I got inspired, but I love all the ideas that you guys also have posited with how you do your style with the makeup and the art, because I do LARPing, like vampire LARP. So it's giving me other ideas, and the gerbils are going in my brain like, oh, you could do this, this, and this, and look cooler as your character or characters. So thank you.
It's always wonderful how different disciplines can feed into other different disciplines. Like the art of painting, the art of costume making, etc., feeds into the concept of making music. Do we want to talk about early habits and how they serve in the 15 minutes we have left? Or we could talk about the Moog 1 firmware update, who no one really gives a shit about. Raziel, do you want to talk about
Man, the Moog thing sounds so much easier at this point. We've philosophized and gone on such length.
Well, yeah, the early habits could be a really long one. Okay, quickly. So the Moog 1 went from 1.5 firmware, and everybody was really pissed that Moog didn't bring out another firmware update for like 2 years, or a year and a half, 18 months, and there's gaping holes in the firmware, fucking gaping holes in it. Now they just brought out firmware 1.8, so everyone's going, what happened to 0.6, 1.6, 1.7? They just went straight to 1.8. There's been a couple of fixes on it, like mainly MIDI implementation, and they were smaller, and it was a great guy, like, hey guys, we really appreciate the effort. They put I haven't updated yet, but they put Portamento on it, and the Moog one's got this really excellent thing that if you power it on and you hold down the big knob, it will say, okay, I've got 3 firmwares on me, which one do you want to boot up on? 1.1, 1.5, 1.8. Pop like that. Anyway, now it's coming back that a whole bunch of the sounds, presets, sound different. And that there's something wrong with the syncing, oscillator 3 syncing versus the amount of filter that is going on to blah, 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 fucking something. It's like, oh my God. And so then my problem is, well, if I make all these sounds and then they fix that bug, what's going to happen to the sounds that got made in 1.8? The Moog 1 is almost, it's edging its way towards being as good as the Voyager, which was released 25 fucking years ago. And the Voyager is, yeah, I know. The Voyager is fucking great. The MIDI specs on the Voyager is just so good. The MIDI matrix on the Moog 1 is very, very extensive, but it's not as good as the Rev 2 still. It still has no, you cannot interact with the effects engine on it at all. There is no real-time modulation for fucking anything. Rob, sample the sounds into the Emax or K2000. No. No. Jesus. But it's but on the Rev 2 you can do that, and on the Steam Pipe you can do that. You can go play pad, and then you can say I'm going to assign another envelope to send that out, or a controller to send that into the effects engine. And even if I hit a note later, it will send that one slowly. So it's going to start dry and then send it into the massive reverb. The effects on the Moog 1 are so fucking good. The engine on the Moog 1 is so fucking good. It is without a question the greatest polyphonic synthesizer I have ever fucking heard. It is so fucking amazing. But these fundamental things are like, and when you think about it, the amount they sold and the amount people spent on it, you're looking at $15 to $30 million of revenue created. And my question therefore is, well, you know, that way you won't lose them, Carl. Oh yeah, thanks, Rob. Good thinking. I can't even remember. But the Moog 1 forums are very heated right now. Razi, fuck.
I don't own any Moog stuff, and I don't have a lot of things that even take firmware updates in my hardware. But I was wondering, if you don't mind me changing the topic a little bit, does anybody,
Please.
do we use drum machines proper? I know a lot of us have drum brains and drum modules and drum synth units and rack, single modular generators, but who's got like a drum machine? And I'm talking. I was on an LM1 kick this month, and that's very blurry, Alex. But I'm sure it's a drum machine. The answer is so far yes. Who else has something that's a drum machine? Or Alex, maybe.
I got one.
Carl. Think Ivan does. Brett does. Okay, we all do. Go ahead.
SR16. At least it's DM5 and SR16.
The SR16, that's the Alesis, right? After the HR. But what was the first one you said, Brett?
Alesis DM5 as well.
DM5. Okay, cool. Alex, what was yours? What were you showing?
So depending on how you count, I either have 2 or 4 drum machines.
You have one of the Electron.
I have the Octatrack. Maybe if you're really inclusive, I have 5 because
I'm no pedant. I'll allow it.
the Octatrack, but it's like a general purpose sampler in a way. I have this is the most drum machine-like drum machine. It's the T8 by Roland. I just want to get it to have something to make beats on while being in public transport, because
nice.
right now I'm really often in public transport, and it's nice to have like something to make music on. And they are not expensive, and I think even though it's really frustrating that it has only a stereo out, it sounds really good.
Let that be the limitation. So be it. That's kind of thing.
The second one is the Model Cycles by Electron, which is more fully featured. It has like more than 2 bars. It's like it sounds really unique.
Cool.
What can I else say? I have the MPC 1000, though it's broken. But it was.
I'm on a Roger Lynn kick this week, so that's
I think he has only spiritual hands on it.
Well, it says NPC. We'll have to.
I really like it, but the buttons are broken and I need to desolder them. But it was one of my first kits of gear I bought in maybe 2011 or something.
Nice.
And it's great, even though I don't like how the converter sounds compared to modern ones. What has the Octatrack, and also the analog keys, because you can make each analog voice be just a drum sound.
Sure.
And have it be, many people use the Analog 4 as a drum machine and even prefer to the other Electron drum machine, the Analog Rhythm, because you have much more ways of sculpting the sounds and basically that.
Oh, that's so neat. You do have quite a collection. Carl, I don't mean to like totally take that one over, but Ivan's still got his contribution there before you, I think. I'm gonna shut up.
Go for it. I want to hear.
I've got a RD5 that I just about never touch, and then an MPC1, which also pretty close to never touch. Because most of the time when I'm doing drum stuff, I'm just working in Ableton. The Ableton Live, it can act like a drum machine for me, except it's kind of a little bit less of a pain in the ass on occasion. I am seriously considering the LM drum because it can load samples, and I can have a completely customized drum kit and then just use that instead of the stock stuff. Oh, and then there's the Eurorack parts. None of those are a drum machine, but
Right. The drum synth sounds. I had an LM1 in the studio. No, I'm sorry, not an LM1, a Lindrum in the studio for a long time, and it had extra EEPROM chips. So I have a soft spot for that. And Like I know I'll never see probably an LM1 in person, but the thing that I just dropped in the chat is a really bonkers emulation that I wasn't aware of until now. And the thing that kind of convinced me about this Ali James Lab developer is his Simmons emulator sounds better than the original, like in that subjective way. Like, no, I'd go to the original Simmons brains for the purity of the sound. It's amazing, like real attention to detail. Anyway, Carl, I'm so interested in what actual drum machines you have.
So hold on, this is I was just looking at the one you just put in the link here. This is interesting because it's got drift.
Yeah, it's like a component emulation with the same sample rate adjustable EEPROM players, and it'll read the data, and it makes it difficult.
This is virtual, right?
Oh yeah, this is software. It's experience software, like you have to use it like you would use an LM1 or a DMX or with the things that it emulates. It's an interesting concept.
The EMU is releasing 100 more SP1200s, 100 of them brand new, butter.
That's
and
cool.
It goes live September the 2nd. 100, only 100, all numbered. $5,000. This is such an interesting thing. I've got a Wolf that Mark was kind enough to send me because Mark hated it. And I understand why Mark hated it, but there's some really good things about it. It's really fascinating how different drum machines have got different, different grooves on different machines. And I've got, I've always gone, I really want a drum machine, but I look at drum machines and I go, I'm never going to use this. I will use samples. I will use Eurorack. I do really want one of those Verona drum things, but I keep going, I'll never use this. I have to force myself to, go to those modular drums and fuck around with it. Is it pathetic that I do that? And same with the Emacs. But, it's great fun patching that stuff through the studio and distorting stuff and fucking shit up, and it's great. And something I did this week was actually, because we had the conversation about the Chaos pad, and I had these two instruments that were sounding really meh coming out of the Emacs, so I put left side into the Chaos pad and the right side into the Chaos pad and was adjusting the length and the depth of the reverb, and it's fuck me, I love that sound. But I don't know, it's really interesting, the groove on the ulterior beat step, it's great, and it's got the randomizer on it as well. But I don't know, man, drums, that's all I got. Who else wants to talk? Brett, you didn't. Alex, your hand's still up.
For me, the most important thing about the drum
So,
machine.
Rezi, did you actually?
Sorry.
Yeah, we have
It's
some
yours,
lag,
go.
so Alex,
No,
go ahead.
no, Alex, I'm sorry. Go.
Okay, no problem. Internet is bad, I know. For me, the most important thing about drum machines is how quickly I am making a drum beat on them. Because like the Octatrack, I'm super fast. I can program beats in maybe a minute or something if I'm really because it has like many copy paste functions and dedicated buttons, and it's like ba 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 bam. And also on the MPC, you just play it in and it's there already. Depending on how good your rhythm is, you might have to re-record sometimes, but it's really fast, and I really miss that with software. What I would have maybe tried if I were confident that I still support it in the next years is the Arturia Spark, I think it's called, which is like a plugin with a dedicated controller, where you can also just punch in the beats. But yeah, that's the most important thing for me, how fast I can get my ideas into sound waves.
And Carl, in
Love
case
it.
you're
Sorry,
still
I think
lagging,
go ahead. That's yours.
the my interest was twofold. if that's what you were going to ask. Like the sound quality of the variable sample rate thing in the older EEPROM player drum machines. I have an SDS9 with 2 EEPROM slots, and that does that. But it's a little unwieldy to use. And also, Alex, as you were saying, having something that sits on your desk that's got the pattern on the front panel, you can't do anything else with it other than, turn on that beat or off that beat. Or maybe that is a good asset to have around the studio. Because even once you close the pattern screen on your DAW and you want to go over, it's an obstacle. It's a slight obstacle. Having something permanently on my desk that had the pattern editor. That could be a MIDI controller. It could be a drum machine. But I've been just listening to all the Prince LM1 stuff this past week and looking at some of Roger Lynn's legacy and just thinking about what a drum machine itself means. And also trying to figure out exactly what was used at the top of the first song on The Hurting by Tears for Fears.
Thank you. Alex, did you want to jump in there? You got that? Okay, thank you. Thanks for taking over there, Razi. I do have some internet issues going on. Brett, talk to me.
Yeah, so this the idea of a drum machine and also what Alex was saying makes a lot of sense. So yes, I have the Alesis BM5 and the SR16. The SR16 I got. It was actually my first drum machine. It is the same drum machine that I started with, in high school. So a long time. Nonetheless, the reason I keep it around is it has a character. Is it the best drums? No, no. But if I want high quality, if I want a good sample or something like that, I can pull drum sets off of the Kurzweils and get a completely different scope of sounds. And then where it comes to how I edit, that very much goes along with Alex. I want the way I use these machines. I'll copy and paste entire patterns in the DAW. I'll make those patterns and edits there each I'm forgetting all the cool terms now. Velocity. That was what I'll edit all my velocities, my pannings, and things like that. And then I'll let the machine just speak for itself. If I want something more custom, like let's say you want a big booming bass, well, I'll just go grab that specific instrument out of FL Studio, and then I'll edit that one instrument, let everything else be everything else, and let it do what it does well.
Gonna jump in to relieve Carl's internet
back.
congestion.
Thank you.
And come back.
That's interesting.
As
Am I back?
as Alex said, Carl's neighbor is downloading
Yes,
the entire
maybe.
Steam library.
Maybe.
You are back, Carl. I think you're probably behind by like 10 seconds, but then it'll speed up and we'll take a time machine and catch up to real time. Sometimes I look over at your square and it's a frozen tile and I wonder if it's time to say something. Sometimes you're fine.
Phoenix, if you can hear me, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you, Rezi. I hate my life. Phoenix,
Just
talk to me, baby.
One quick thing. I'm willing to give you guys all my contact info so you can look at my stuff, and as I gave you the post for Spotify. But most of my stuff is on SoundCloud, which SoundCloud. But it's I don't know if I give that length or if I give you guys my email, or because I'd like to be able to connect with you guys again.
Join the Discord.
Oh, Discord. There is a Discord thing. Could you give me the link to that Discord? Because that would be fantastic. So, but yeah, because I love making new connections. I'm extreme extrovert. So on my star chart, I'm a quadruple Leo. So makes sense. Sun, moon, So what I'm hiding is nothing. But yeah, I'll join the Discord then. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm attempting to get you a link to Discord because I just don't understand Discord. Video, Discord, life in general.
I think Alex gave it.
I don't know how to do
Alex has placed the Discord link in the chat. Carl, do you want to bring this to a close? I think we've covered all the topics.
Yeah,
I think
I think we
everybody's
have.
made a really awesome contribution. Phoenix, it's great to see you here. I hope you'll come back, and we'll see you in the Discord. If not, Carl's going to paste the Discord link in. He
Can you hear
has
me?
into the chat, and come on back. Yeah,
Am I there?
you are there.
I'm here.
You're
Oh, great.
here with us.
I am. Okay, firstly, it's really curious how drum machines went through a real lull, I think, where the technology just got too complicated. And that's the great thing about these old drum machines is it's just a fucking drum machine. If you have several drum machines from different brands, share the load of the beat across them. So one's playing shakers, one playing hat, something, something, something. Set them into their different grooves because different drum machines have strengths in different grooves. Akai's are the best. The MPCs have the best fucking groove, and that's why I love the Wolf. It's got the Akai groove. Ulterior stole that groove, but I don't think it's as good. But they do have a randomizer on it. So fuck with that shit. And if you get a chance, I saw this video of Stuart Copeland playing drums. And my problem with drum machines, and I stress this is my problem, is I always make the same fucking pattern. So one workaround I've got for that is having the main beat on something else and then having the drum machine play something really quirky and weird, really syncopated, jazzy, weird fucking funk shit. So it has the opportunity to mess around and stuff. So yeah, hey, thanks. Phoenix, I've got your link. What I'm going to do is I always add that to the intro, the outro, and I'll also put that in the description of the video. So thank you. Unless anybody else has anything they want to add,
I just
I'm going
wanted
to
to say thank you.
A pleasure.
Thank you,
See you next week. I should mention, I think next week's happening because if it's not, it's internet issues, but we're going to assume next week's happening. Thank you for being part of this. Every Saturday, we are here doing this fucking madness on Angelspit's Twitch or Angelspit's fucking YouTube. Angelspit's Patreon is here. Join it free or for as little as $3 a month. And that's greatly appreciated. The new album is there. Go get some of that. The Industrial Incisions playlist for you to find new music is here. Please find a band, play that band. Everybody needs the love. On Wednesday night, on the subject of getting some love, Vulture Culture is going to dive into synthesizers. It's bloody awesome. I am going to send a big thank you to those who bought the rock today. Boom. There's a whole bunch of fucking awesome bands. Go listen to that music. It's excellent. Razzie, thank you for being the host and co-host and fucking helping streaming bullshit breaking and explosion.
You're very welcome as you glitch slightly just for emphasis. Always a pleasure to be here, and thank you for having
Absolutely
our show.
perfect. Well, I think we need a modern version of Max Headroom, and what would that look like?
It would look like what you're doing now.
I know, but like if there was an AI presenter who you could just say buh, 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 and it would go pop, sure it exists. And we could, just before I do that, indivisible.org is a legal and constitutional place where you can make your country amazing through the amazing power of the democracy of the United States, which I have not lost faith in. Darkmusic.net is somewhere you can go to find new places and new people without the AI, which I have completely lost faith in. And there's a 12-step recovery for people who have a problem with media, which is basically everyone. So fucking check that shit out. My God, today was just on fire. But we live for that, don't we? Right now, we are going to raid to MTV TV. If you're watching this on any other galactic thing, we're going to Magic MTV TV Land. Magic MTV TV Land. And thanks for joining me in the Instagram, Twitch fucking thing. let's tell us when that thing's rated, and we're gonna hang back here for a bit. Oh my God. I've got, I'm at the Center tonight doing a show for, it's the game show for drag queens. It's the highlight of my month. Fucking
That
love
sounds
it.
like fun.
It's really fun. It's really fun. Yeah. So, is Ivan looking at Reverb?
Rated.
You're not looking at Reverb? All right. All right.